Welcome, gentlemen. Week 4. Season's getting fired up, boys. 9:30 on a Sunday morning. Cracking some fireball. Whew! It was about 36 degrees a little while ago, but it's a little warmer now. Oh yeah. Goes down smooth. A little French Montana to start your day right. Why not? All right, let's get involved. Whew. Week 4, Fantasy Football League. Let's get right into it. First things first, Commissioner's predictive record is now at 1-1. Successfully had last week, so it's not a done deal that you will lose if I pick you for the match of the week. This is good news for all. Second thing, clearly people can see the standings. Robbie and Max, pure domination. Just, undefeated, both looking to continue that streak moving forward here today. Max is averaging 137 points a week. His opponents are only averaging 80 points. Robbie is averaging 123 points a week, and his opponents are averaging 110 points. Interesting, though, Max ranks 3rd in most points scored so far this season. Robbie ranks 7th out of 12 in most points scored this season, but yet they're both still 3-0, which leads me to believe that they may not be scoring the most points, but they're getting good matchups. Especially, Max, no fault of his own, he'd be crushing people anyways, but he's just destroying them because they're only averaging 80 points a week. He's outscoring them by 60 points when he doesn't need to. He could, take it easy on his boys and just let them rest a little bit. But either way, Angel actually has the most points against so far this season through 3 weeks. So things to keep an eye on. Congrats to O'Leary. Well done last week. New high score of the year so far. Just barely edged out Gerard, but right now you're in line for that extra 35 spot at the end of the season. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. 175 is a lot to put up in a week, so it's going to be hard to beat. We'll see. So that's it. So let's get right into match for the week. The London game just started. I tried to get the video done before the London game got going. It's only a minute in, so nothing's really happened yet. So here we go. This is how we got to do it. We just finish it off. Get a little fancy glass right here. This is the only time this is going to happen all year, so I felt like I would be doing the league a disservice if I didn't make match for the week Ted and Angel. Have to do it. This is the only time they play each other all year. There's so much, there used to be a lot of smack talk between the two of them. That's kind of died down a little bit. I know Angel is in the vicinity, had to come up for some funeral services, I guess. Hope everything's okay, bud. You were in the Boston area. Maybe you're already back home at this point. And you guys usually like to run your mouth quite a bit. Ted, instigates quite a bit. And we'll see how things shake out this week. So let's break it down. So Ted versus Angel, only time it's happening all year, maybe except for the playoffs. Let's get into it. So, first things first, we'll skip the quarterbacks because that's my prime prediction that I usually go with. So we'll go right into the running back. So Ted's got Gillislee and Kamar from New Orleans. Angel's rolling out Marshawn and already played Ty Montgomery. The reason I chose this matchup, not only because it's Ted and Angel, there wasn't too much difference with the prediction of the score even after the Thursday night game. Actually, it got a little bit closer because, as you all know, Ty Montgomery probably has some fractured ribs. Yeah, we don't really know how things are going to go with him. He only got 2.8 points for Angel. Man, he was looking good, though, because I have him in another league. Out of the first 7 plays, he touched the ball 5 times. He was looking to get a big workload. It's disappointing. We'll see. He's going to be week to week, which is going to be frustrating as hell, trying to figure out when to play him. So Ted's rolling out Gillislee. Came back to earth last week, Ted. I told you, New England running backs, got to be careful. Carolina's only giving up 20 points a week total to running backs. New England rolls out 4 each week. So, I don't think Gillislee is going to go off by any means this week. We will see. Kamar, he's third on the depth chart behind Ingram and Adrian Peterson. Had a nice week, kind of salvaged by a touchdown, but I don't rely on him as an RB2. I think he's more of a borderline flex play this week. I understand your roster is limited. So we go to Angels team with Marshawn. Only 6 carries last week, bruh. What's going on with that? That's not RB1 status. That's barely flex status. So we'll see how things go. Maybe he should spend less time dancing on the sidelines, more time memorizing the playbook. I don't know. We'll see. And then Ty Montgomery already went. I think because Ty has such a low score, I'm going to have to go with Ted's running backs to outscore Marshawn at this point. That's just what we have to do. Down to wide receivers, Ted's got Tyrell Williams, not doing well, averaging less than 8 points a week so far. Chargers, Rivers is just not finding him. I don't understand. He was supposed to have a big year. Mohamed Sanu from the Falcons, he's been consistent. He's not Julio. He's not going to give you the huge games, but he's getting you 12 to 13 points every week, and sometimes that's all you need. So Ted's got a nice play there with Mohamed Sanu getting at least 5 receptions in most games. Angel, on the other hand, has got bangers. He's just got AB and Dez. Throw up the X. Unfortunately, Dez is slow out the gate this year. He's got 2 TDs. I understand that, but he's also got 2 games where he only had 2 catches in, I think less than 30 yards. That's not going to get it done. So he's underperforming for where Angel drafted him at this point. On the other hand, Antonio Brown just crushing people, averaging 24 points a game. He's going against a tough Baltimore D today. He's still going to get his work. He's probably going to get 9 to 10 receptions. He's just fantasy stud. I mean, goddamn, I should have taken him over David Johnson with the first pick. Moving on, back to Ted with the tight end spot, the guy from the Giants. It's a pretty shallow position, and actually, he's doing okay. He's getting you in somewhere in that 4 to 5 balls, close to double-digit points every week. That's really all you can ask for. I mean, tight end just sucks. There's not good players. Maybe we should get rid of it next year. We'll talk about it. Angel already rolled out Zach Miller. He only had 2 targets. I know he's got Eifert on his bench who's injured. Angel, you're going to have to look to upgrade that position somehow. It's looking like a struggle for you moving forward. We come down to the flex spot. Ted's got Thompson. It looks like Kelly on the Redskins is probably going to play, which makes Thompson not a great play. But he's in the flex. I think he performs where a flex should, somewhere in that 10-ish point range, 10 to 12, even if Kelly plays. I think he gets some looks today. And Angel got a nice flex play with Tyreek Hill. Love him. Would want him in my other leagues. He's really come on strong this year. They move him all over the field. Returning, receiving, little handoffs in the backfield. He's a beast. He's averaging 16 yards a catch. That's incredible. So that's 2.6 points almost every time he touches the ball. That's great. So we will see how things go. 2 TDs. Chiefs are looking good so far. I like that play. Clearly the side goes to Angel with the flex play. Defense-wise, Ted's got the Jaguars. It's a good pickup. They are maybe a little bit of jet lag getting back from London. We'll see, but they got a nice matchup versus the Jets, who are abysmal, can't do anything on offense. Not terrible, but I still think it's a nice play. Angels rolling out the Pats D, essentially worse than the league on all accounts, which baffles me because they have 2 of the best corners in the league, but they have no pass rush. Hightower's still hurt. I don't think Ninkovich is coming out of retirement. They're in rough shape. The only thing going for the Pats today is that Carolina offense sucks. Olsen's out. Benjamin re-injured his knee last week. He's going to be slow. They're relying on Funchess and Ed Dixon and Cam to run it. They only scored 9 and 13 points their last 2 games, so I think the Pats D has a chance to actually have a decent showing today. And then the kickers, they're going to kick some extra points and field goals, and that's all well and good. And then so getting back to the quarterbacks, Ted's rolling out Carson Palmer. Angels got Drew Brees. So head-to-head, these two actually. So interesting. Here come the stats. So interesting. Carson Palmer versus Drew Brees, all-time head-to-head. I realize they're not playing each other in real life, but in fantasy they're playing each other, and they sense that. They know that they're playing each other in fantasy this week. So head-to-head, all-time, only 3 times have they played each other. Palmer, 4 TDs, 4 picks. Drew Brees, 6 TDs, 0 interceptions. Palmer sacked 11 times. Brees sacked 3 times. Brees with almost a 70% completion rate. Palmer with, I think it was 57% completion rate. So clearly, when they play each other in real life or in fantasy, Drew Brees gets it done. get some. The other piece of information I will say is that back in 2006, the Dolphins had a chance, who Drew Brees is playing today in London. The Dolphins had a chance to acquire Drew Brees. They thought his shoulder was never going to recover. He would never throw the ball again in any useful fashion in the league. This was 11 years ago. And they traded a second-round pick for Dante Culpepper from the Minnesota Vikings, who bombed in Miami. They released him the next year. Didn't even trade him. Released him the next year. Meanwhile, Drew Brees, 6 Pro Bowls, a Super Bowl, season MVP, just crushing it. So, per usual fashion, the Dolphins screw it up. I didn't even tally the points yet. I didn't get a chance to. Kids, things going on, trying to find beer, booze to drink this morning. Just quickly looking at it, the spread got much closer. I'm still going to go with Angell. I think he's going to pull it out. He's got too much firepower, and I think it's going to be a bigger point differential than what ESPN's making it look like. I think Brown has a nice day. Hill has a nice day. Brees, I think, is going to start to light it up. I think Angell covers this by 15 points or so, and waiver wire continues his descent to the basement. There you have it, Week 4, match of the week. Gentlemen, enjoy your Sunday. It's a beautiful fall day here in New England. Get out, look at some foliage, go for a carriage ride up in Bar Harbor, whatever you want to do. Drink a little, little Fireball, and have a great Sunday. The spreadsheet with the points and everything will be tallied up. We'll be out Tuesday per usual, and have a great day, guys. We'll catch you later. Peace.